Hey guys, me Dave. It's 1 2023. Oh my gosh, can you believe that? 2023. Wow, and we're still going through this. Some people have been going through it longer than I have. When I wasn't a target, I had no idea about the targeting program. I didn't know what a targeted individual was. I had no idea people were being tortured. I had a house, I was working 2 jobs, I was thinking about my future. I wanted to get married and have a family and all that stuff. I had no idea people were out there being tortured. And I think that's the way it works from the general population. They really don't know about us. They're not online searching us and all this stuff. But since Havana Syndrome came out, I think people are more aware of this, but they're still living their lives and cooking dinner and working and going bowling and going to movies and all this stuff, and they still don't stop and realize that people are being hurt with these weapons. Like I say, these attacks aren't going to stop. They're not going to stop, you guys. They're going to keep on happening until this is all over the news again. It'll come out. It'll come out again, you guys, this year. These attacks aren't going to stop. One thing, last night when I was in the hospital, the second time I was in the psych ward, I've been in there 3 times, you guys, since I became a target, in the beginning of my program, and the second time they turned the room into a torture chamber. They were blowing so cold air conditioning in that room, just in my room. I don't know how they do it, but they did it in just my room. I was freezing to death. They did say, well, you could grab extra blankets and all that stuff, but it was a torture chamber. I mean, I was being tortured. I was getting chemicals. I really was. I swear to God, I was getting chemicals in that room. And they were blowing the air conditioning in that room so cold. I was freezing. I had 2 or 3 blankets on. I was freezing. I was sleep deprived for 11 nights. 11 nights. Let me see, 1 night out of 11 nights. I was tortured horribly in that hospital. Like I said before, it's not magic. It's not magic. All they did was take over an empty wing that they weren't using. All they did was take over an empty wing of the hospital and turn it into a fake psych ward. Now, some people used to say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about and all this stuff, and you think you're, blah, blah, blah. Jeff Madore has been in a fake psych ward. I've been in a fake psych ward. Romola D's been in a fake psych ward. There's been plenty of us. Tammy Avery has been in a fake psych ward. There's been several of us. It has to be controlled, just like Brian 2 says. It has to be controlled. The conversations have to be controlled. They have to have perps in there to do street theater and trigger you and validate and all this stuff. It has to be controlled. You have to be in a controlled environment. They're going to do things to trigger you and provoke you and all this stuff with these people. They're going to put fake patients in there, and they're going to be perps. Everyone I know has been in a fake psych ward. This is what they do to us. The nurses talk about you. Sometimes they show pictures about you. I heard other TIs talk about that. They're making fun of pictures and all this stuff. And they take you out at nighttime and torture you and all this stuff. And that's what they did to me. They torture us day and night with perps in street theater and V2K. They were doing V2K. I didn't know what it was at the time. I just heard people talking. I thought they were outside talking. I had no idea what was going on until later on, until I hopped on the computer and started doing research, and I came across, William the Bastard. I came across Vulcan Wolverine, and I'm thinking, wow, man, I can't believe I can't believe this is going on. Other people are going through this too. I was shocked. I was shocked. So, but they will, when you're at the hospital, it's controlled. They didn't have as much power as they had years ago. The nurses weren't controlled this time. They weren't validating. They weren't banging. They had people banging outside the room. But the nurses that were involved with me, they weren't banging. They weren't validating. They weren't doing anything like that. They were, taking care of me, and then, take care of me, and they would leave and all this stuff. But they did turn my room into a torture chamber. The reason why I say that is because I'm up here in northern Minnesota, you guys, and it's warm up here for us. It's 30 degrees. But they had air conditioning blown in my room. They had air conditioning blown in my room. And even the nurses came in and made comments about it. They're like, "Oh, geez, it's cold in here. Do you want another blanket?" I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine." And they did that 2 or 3 times. And then finally the guy said, he's like, "Oh my God, it's so cold in here. Do you want another blanket? I'm going to go grab you another blanket. You're all curled up there in a field position, because I was, So he grabbed me a warm, it was warm. The blanket was warm. It was warm. And he put it over me and stuff like that. But, and this is what they do. They will turn your room into a torture chamber. They will do air conditioning in just your room, freezing cold air conditioning in just your room. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it, to be honest with you. But, and then they do offer you blankets so you can keep warm. So it is torture. Some of the stuff they do at CIA prisons and stuff, do it for terrorists and all that stuff, but then they do offer you warm blankets and stuff like that so you can keep warm and keep covered up and stuff like that. But it is torture. They're blowing cold air in that room, and it's getting on your face and everything else. It is torture. But then they'll say, well, you can grab more blankets if you want to and keep covered up. And that's what happened last night. Yesterday afternoon. They were putting air conditioning in my room, and they said, you could grab more blankets, or we'll grab you more blankets because you look like you're cold, and stuff. And, the honest truth is, you guys, I'm paying to be there. I'm paying to be there. Sorry guys, my relative keeps on coming down here. She's been perping me lately. If I lay down or if I'm up, she'll come down and do dishes. She'll bang around, make noise. If I make a video, they'll tell her to come down and interrupt me. My relative does get Voice of Skull to tell her what to do. Everything has to be controlled. Conversations have to be controlled. Even yesterday when my sister picked me up, she gets Voice of Skull, tell her what to do. It's a controlled conversation. I was talking about this acid reflux and stuff. I'm like, it didn't stop. I'm still getting it right now. My sister's like, oh, that's heart disease. Oh, yeah, you get major acid. I don't have heart disease, you guys. I had a heart attack. Okay, now I had a heart attack. They gave me a heart attack, you guys. Even even the the arteries that were hit are not, I don't, there's no plaque. No plaque in any of my arteries. I don't have heart disease, you guys. There's no plaque in my heart. And my family just doesn't understand it. I mean, I don't know if they're just in denial or they don't want to see what's going on or what. But, I tried telling my sister, I kind of got upset one time and I said, they gave me a heart attack. Oh, no, you have heart disease, you have heart disease. I don't have, why would I have heart disease? I don't smoke, I don't do anything. Why would I have heart disease? It doesn't run in the family. My arteries they're not blocked. I don't have any plaque, none. No, there's no plaque in my arteries. They hit me 2 times in an artery and they blocked it. That artery has no plaque. It's 100% clear. I mean, this is an unexplained health attack. With a directed energy weapon. There's no plaque in my arteries. So honestly, when it comes down to it, I'm not high risk for another heart attack. Why would I have another heart attack? I've seen the x-rays of my heart. They're clear. I have no plaque, no nothing in my arteries. They're 100% clear. There's one artery that has 20% blockage. Because they gave me a big heart attack on Sunday. Saturday night, they gave me a small heart attack. 20% blockage. And on V2K, they're like, don't do anything. And it went away. And then Sunday, they gave me a huge heart attack. They blocked my arteries, 2 different arteries in 2 spots. Those arteries are clear. I don't have plaque, nothing in my arteries. I have a healthy heart. And they messed it up. They messed it up big time now. They messed it up for me. Anyway, going on from that, I was just thinking, I got hit a little bit tonight. I was laying down for a little bit and they did pulses to my whole body and all stuff, and I thought, this guy really has balls. I don't think he has balls. I think he's just stupid. I think he's just a stupid bastard. I think he's just stupid. Are they going to make these guys stop? Well, they haven't done it yet. It's only been a day. They haven't done it yet, okay? Now, usually these agencies get involved when I go to the hospital and they make them stop. Maybe this guy doesn't listen. And he's just going to keep on hitting me and send me to the hospital again. We'll have to see if he sends me there again, which he's going to be a dumbass for. And then these agencies will get involved in this, and they'll make them stop. Okay? Now, these guys, I know, maybe Brian too has black ops. Maybe he's in a high program, he has black ops, and there's all kinds of researchers involved in all this stuff. I know that's not the case with me. These guys are just operators with my program. When I got back pay from Social Security when my disability went through. Back pay. They gave me like $13,000, you guys. And I was going to buy a car or I was going to buy a truck. I went to look at a truck and they tortured me because I went to look at a truck. They were trying to make me run off the road because I went to look at a truck, you guys. And they tortured me for 2 weeks because I went to look at a truck that was for sale. Can you believe that? Can you believe these guys? That's what they do in my program. Okay, so I know they're just operators, and maybe they have a handler there saying, "Oh, keep on torturing them and all this stuff." And oh, okay, now somebody big told them to knock it the hell off. Somebody told them to knock it the hell off. He can, if he wants to buy a vehicle, let him buy a vehicle. It's his money. Okay? And they knocked it the hell off. And I was able to buy a vehicle. I even looked at some land. You know, I bought my Mini Cooper. I was looking at some land and all this stuff. Somebody told them to knock it the hell off. Okay? Now, when my van went to the junkyard, they were trying to do the same thing again. I wanted to buy this van. I thought it would be good for camping and all this stuff. I was waiting for my stimulus check to come. I'm thinking it's them. Anyway, the van sold. The van was there forever. It sold before I got my stimulus check. I was going to buy this van for like $1,900. They were doing the same thing again. They were going to car lots, telling them, "Oh, don't sell my vehicle, don't sell my vehicle," and all this stuff. And I made a phone call. I made one phone call, you guys. I'm not going to say to who, but I made a phone call. I said, I told him, I said, "This sounds a little out there, but I think these guys are going to car lots and telling them not to sell me vehicles and all this stuff." I applied for financing at a car dealership. I got approved. It was 2 hours away. I drove down there 2 hours away from here. They were there. They got the workers involved. But not only did I get approved, they also made them put a warranty on my vehicle. So they made them put a warranty on my vehicle. So this, whoever it is above them, and they tell them to knock it the hell off, is what I'm saying. So I bought my truck and I got a 3-year warranty on it. It cost me $1,000. I'm paying for it. I mean, I'm paying $1,000 extra. But I got a 3-year warranty on the motor, the tranny, and the transfer case. So if it's shot, it's covered. It's still covered for like 2 more years. So, there is a people, I'm not going to say who they are. I know who they are. There's people out there that are above these operators and handlers, and they do tell them to knock it the hell off. Now, I'm still getting kind of tortured after going to the hospital. It's only been 1 day, you guys. Only been 1 day. If this guy keeps on torturing me and hitting me and doing pulses and all this stuff and wants to send me to the hospital again, I was just there last night. I thought, Jesus, is he going to send me there again tonight? Are we going to go there again tonight? They will step in and they'll tell him to knock it the hell off, and they will make these guys knock it the hell off. I'm just waiting for that, So, that's what I'm waiting for. Usually when I go to the hospital, they knock them off. They cut them off, actually. So we'll see if they cut them off, and see if they cut them off for good. I don't know. Maybe cut them off for a little while anyway, a year or two. But that's the way it works in my program. This guy is pushing his limits. I went to the hospital and he's still hitting me. Usually they stop right away. This guy is pushing his limits and he's seeing how far he can push. And that's what they'll do in my program. When they made me cut my neck, there was a federal agent in a brand new Cadillac sitting in front of my house with the lights on. They didn't stop, you guys. Now, this federal agent was telling him to knock it the hell off. We're in front of his house. they didn't stop. They kept on doing it, and they did it more. They're like, use a box cutter next time. They're murderers, you guys. They're killers. They didn't stop. Now, the question is, are they still around? Are these guys still around nowadays? I don't think so. I don't think so. Are they? Do they get rid of them? Do they dispose of them? They are dispensable. So what do they do with these people? Do you set them up and send them to prison? What do they do with them? I really don't know what they do with them, but they dispose of them somehow because they don't care about these people. And if this guy isn't going to listen, or these guys aren't going to listen, somebody's going to step in and tell him to knock it the hell off. Because if he's going to keep on sending me to the hospital with pulses to the head, microwaves to the head, and all this stuff, then we're going to keep on going to the hospital. And we're going to complain about this. And I'll have to lay there, and we'll lay there again, and it'll cost thousands and thousands of dollars again. And people are going to start asking questions, and these agencies are going to step in, and they're going to tell them to knock it the hell off, and they're going to get rid of this guy. That's what's going to happen. They're not, whoever is giving the orders is not anything. He's not anything. I don't know if he's just an old ass guy handler giving these pugs orders. Somebody bigger steps in and they say, knock it the hell off. Stop doing it. And that's the way it works in my program. So that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, they turned your room into a torture chamber, turn your house into a torture chamber, and all this stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this off. So that's what's going on with me, you guys. And it's Monday. So I guess I'll cut this off. You guys have a good week. Enjoy yourself. Work. Do whatever you have to do. Try to get through this. And let's try to get through this. It's a new year. There's going to be a lot of things happening this year. There's going to be a lot of Havana syndrome cases coming out. These people are going to be getting hit more. They're not going to stop. These attacks are not going to stop. They're going to continue, and they're going to be in the media. And they might go after attackers next. We'll just have to see about that. They're not going to stop. These people mean business, and they're out there to do damage, and they're not stopping until this comes out. And our attackers are going to be thrown underneath the bus. That's what's going to happen. So anyway, I'm going to cut this off. I'll talk to you guys later.